Today on Flippers and Goggles, we will be reviewing the SF Tech TNT Pro fully Kevlar dry suit and determining if it is the best dry suit for the demanding diver of today. So when you first order your SF Tech dry suit, it's going to come in a case that pretty much, I believe, still looks like this, which is essentially just a bag, right? It's not the best bag in the world, but it's a great bag for just transferring it to and from the dive site. Now we can get this open here and check out some of the different things inside it. So with your SF Tech dry suit, you are also going to get a K01 neoprene hood. I got the 5mm and it is branded with the SF Tech Shark. Now I will tell you that this hood was fairly small for me. You can actually see that it has begun ripping around the face part, and that is because even though it measured appropriately for the size of my head, it just is a little bit small. So I would highly suggest that you try one of these K01 hoods on before you order it, or order it and then do not dive that hood. Of course, we have the dry suit, but there's also a small compartment with some case candy. We'll go through that right now. And this is exactly what comes with the suit. So the first thing is you'll get some paraffin wax for waxing your zipper. And you will also receive some literature. So we have a K01 informational advertisement, zipper hang tag, apex valve hang tags. I got this with the apex valves. See what else is in here. A tool for, I believe, removing your P-valve, which I have yet to do. And that is it for the case candy. So let's actually talk about the suit itself now, beginning at the top and moving our way all the way down to the feet. Now the first thing that is different with my suit that would be maybe different on yours is that I decided to get it with the glued-on seals. Now I like glued-on seals. I do a lot of cave diving, and when I choose to use dry gloves, I use the Kubi system. But there are options to go with the quick change systems or a dry glove system. I actually like the wrist seals a lot. They're very thick and they actually came cut perfectly to my wrist size. Now the neck seal, I also got glued in latex, but there are also other options, I believe, to go with a silicone seal here or to also go with a neoprene neck seal. Or finally, I also think they have an option for an attached hood, which could be beneficial if you're diving extremely cold water or you don't necessarily like to carry a separate hood around with you. Now, one thing I noticed with the latest version of the SF Tech suit is that this neck part is not Kevlar. The entire suit is this DuPont Kevlar material except for this neck seal, which is just neoprene. Now, a buddy of mine has an SF Tech that's about 3 years old, and the neck seal is still Kevlar. As a heads up to you, the buyer, it could be beneficial to ask about this or see if you can get it from the factory with a Kevlar neck seal. All right, next let's talk about the valves. I particularly like the old school high profile Apex exhaust valve, but you can also get this with the low profile valve as well as the SciTech valves. Now, SF Tech does also have a heating system. We won't be reviewing that today because I don't have it to review, but there is also an SF Tech branded inflator that allows you to connect that heating system. It actually has a bulkhead built into it, which you can actually order with the suit, or you can replace it at a later date. I believe it has to be cut for the Apex size inflator though. All right, next let's actually talk about the zipper system. So the zipper is a brass, conventional, waterproof or gas-proof zipper, but there is an external cover, very similar to other dry suits on the market, that is just simply a plastic zipper that covers and protects this whenever it is sealed. So haven't had any issues here. The zipper's very, very robust, and the pull handle is actually pretty nice as well. The only thing I would probably like more on this is if it had a T-handle similar to the DUI suits, but this is low profile. I haven't had any issues with it yet. It's just a matter of convenience and personal preference. Like many other dry suits, the SF Tech also has an in-suit suspender system, which is great for when you take the top of your dry suit off. It'll actually hold the suit up around your shoulders so that it's not dragging all over the ground. And these suspenders are particularly nice. First, I really like the color and the fact that they mimic caution tape. However, they're also quite tough, so you're not going to get a ton of stretch. Now, they do stretch, but it's not super elasticy like some other dry suits that have a thinner elastic. They are actually installed very, very well. You can see here that they are both stitched and then covered with a piece of neoprene. The suit is very, very well built, and I would say that for build quality, this is a 10 out of 10. Now, since I have the suit open, let's talk about the interior. Now, each SF Tech is going to be made to measure. These suits are 100% bespoke. There are no off-the-rack sizes that you can actually buy. So you're gonna get your own custom serial number, and this is going to be linked to the actual sizing that SF Tech has on file for you. Now, the interior of this suit is, I would say, a 10 out of 10. The material on the inside of this suit is very, very slick, but it's also quite robust feeling, and it does have a stretch to it. So it makes getting the suit on and off, especially if you don't have damp undergarments from days of diving and it is a fresh, dry suit and you have fresh, dry, clean undergarments, really doesn't cause any issues. Now, one thing here that I think is particularly notable is how these seams are sealed. Now, they're stitched, of course, but then there are multiple layers of aquaseal, essentially, that are put onto this to create a very robust seal. There are other suits that will tape these seals. That tape starts to peel off, it degrades, you have to get the seals retaped, or you have to send it to somebody who will perform this type of seal treatment on it. Now, I've had people tell me that they have trouble getting the suit on with these types of internal seals on the seams. I haven't had any problems and no leaks in around 100 dives on this suit. So let's take a moment now to talk about the exterior material of this suit. So this is a DuPont Kevlar material, and it's referred to, at least this suit, as a TNT, or titanium neoprene trilaminate. So that is, of course, I believe, the Kevlar, a layer of very, very, very tightly crushed neoprene, and then that internal layer that we talked about earlier. Now, I'm not an expert on this material or this technology. However, what I can tell you is that I'm an expert at cutting dry suits, and I haven't had any cuts on this dry suit yet. This has been in and out of multiple rock-on-rock restrictions, and it has been through some really wicked tight spots in some rusty old shipwrecks. Now, I've had a couple abrasive issues with it where I can see that I have created some abrasion on the material, but it's on the pockets. I haven't had any leaks at all, and frankly, to me, this suit is looking brand spanking new, pretty much exactly how it looked when I purchased it. When you purchase your suit, you might notice that it's very, very long, especially if you haven't had a dry suit before that has a telescoping torso. However, once you put this dry suit on, you can actually tuck this material underneath, and this will all accordion down to fit your size. Now, there is a crotch strap that comes through here and clips off. So this is nice because when you get in the water, the suit will be nice and compact, but if you need to put your arms out forward or you need to do a little dry suit dance, you're gonna be able to adjust yourself very easily and also maneuver both in and out of the water. Now, speaking of the pockets, you can get these as an optional add-on. However, I highly suggest that you get them because they are fantastic. The first thing is that there is an exterior zipper pocket, which you can put all sorts of goodies in. I keep a double ender in there, but you can also put all sorts of different things in here. Now, if you want to get into the larger pocket, you can actually grab this little pull tab handle that they have here and pull up on that big piece of Velcro. Now, this small piece in here is rubber, which I like. A hard metal one, I believe, would create abrasion and actually pop out eventually. Now, when you open the pocket, it is quite large. And the one thing that you'll notice is that there are two pockets in here, right? So there's a back pocket that you can put wet notes or backup mask, depending on how the mask is made. And then the big pocket where you can put things like flashlights, SMBs, lift bags, all sorts of other goodies. And it also comes with two pieces of bungee for clipping all of those goodies off to. I have both a pocket on the right leg as well as the left leg, and you can have them positioned on the sides of the leg, or I believe on the front, or moved more toward the front of the leg as well, if you primarily dive in side mount and find that accessing your pockets can be difficult if you are in that side mount configuration. Next, let's talk about the legs and the boots. Now on the legs themselves, you will see that they have reinforced knee pads. So this is just another layer of that Kevlar material. So if you happen to be on your knees doing work, landing on the bottom like I do on a regular basis, it'll definitely protect them and protect you from all the sea life that you crush. Now when we talk about the actual boots, I got these with the socks. So you give them your foot size and they give you the appropriate sock size. And frankly, I really prefer this system. I know there are people out there that prefer the attached boots. I haven't had any experience with the SF Tech attached boots, but I know they look very similar to the attached boots that Santee uses, and I have not heard good things about the longevity of those actual soft boots. They are also 100% Kevlar. And the other thing that you'll notice is that they are a thicker, softer neoprene. Walking around in them is very, very easy and very comfortable. And if they happen to be a little bit long, all you can do is you can pull them up, stick your foot into the front, and then they size out perfectly. When I first got my suit, I had a little bit of extra room in the toe, which freaked me out because I have had dry suits with really big socks that never worked out very well for getting my trim because my feet would fill full of gas. So with this particular suit, worked really, really well. They were sized appropriately, had zero sizing issues from the factory. So is the SF Tech TNT Pro fully Kevlar dry suit the best dry suit for demanding dives today? I think that the answer for me is yes. It provides both the thermal protection as well as the abrasion resistance for both deep cold water wrecks as well as Florida caves. In addition to that, the build quality is incredibly good, the seams are extremely robust, and the warranty, being lifetime on the seams and I believe 5 years on the rest of the material, is something that really means a lot to me. Now there are some cons to this dry suit as well that you should keep in mind if this is a dry suit you are looking to purchase. The first thing is that there is no off-the-rack sizing. I fit a standard medium regular dry suit size, so unfortunately from somebody like me that would otherwise be getting an off-the-rack size, I had to go bespoke. That of course is going to increase the price. For the cost of the dry suit that I have, which only has the P-valve, 2 pockets, and boots as an upgrade, cost a little bit more than $4,000. As you begin to add in things like dry glove systems, replaceable seals, or even undergarments, that price climbs even higher. Now, if you're somebody that likes to customize your suit, SF Tech does offer some customization options. To my understanding today, for this particular suit, you have the option of the black lower body with a red, blue, or black upper body, and a handful of different stitching colors. You would have noticed on mine that I got all black with yellow stitching. However, compared to some other dry suit manufacturers, this customization is highly limited. Another thing to consider is potentially turnaround time. Because this suit is a custom ordered suit to fit you specifically, it can take time to turn around. So if I had to buy another dry suit tomorrow with an unlimited budget, there are a few different brands that I would look at. I would look at Otter, DUI, Santee, Waterproof, and then finally SF Tech. In this case, I would once again buy an SF Tech dry suit. I've been very happy with it, and I think that you would be also very happy with your purchase of the dry suit as well. If you have experience with SF Tech dry suits or other products, please comment below. Also, please remember to like, share, subscribe, drop that comment, share on your social media, send me your firstborn child, overnight FedEx Air. If you're interested in purchasing one of these suits, you can purchase them through cavemax.com. I am not sponsored by SF Tech. I am not sponsored by cavemax.com. I will actually put that link in the description so you can take a look there and contact the sales rep, Max, if you have any questions. I'm Vince with Flippers and Goggles. Thank you for watching my review, and I'll see you in the next video.